my mind. Well, hello there. What's up, all you beautiful people? I am so excited to dive into Lil Nas's new album, Montero. If you have been following Lil Nas, you know that this is his baby, literally. I was like obsessed with all the promo he did for this album. Like when he threw the baby shower and he's like, I threw this whole baby shower for baby Montero and no one came up. I was like dying inside. It was so great. But anyway, I love Lil Nas so much. He is shaking up the hip hop community. He is carving his own path and leading the way. And I think that he really is a trailblazer and he's doing amazing things. And not to mention, this album features some super stellar collabs. We've got Miley Cyrus, Elton John, Megan Thee Stallion. Like, guys, this is gonna be so freaking great. For those of you guys that are new here, mwah, welcome, welcome. I love you. Thank you so much for checking out my channel. My name's Daniel Lady Be Good. I am a singer-songwriter from Asbury Park, New Jersey. And the whole reason I make these videos is because I think the best way to learn how to be a better songwriter is to listen to other people who do it really, really well. So that's exactly what we're gonna do today. Please make sure you follow me on Instagram. That's the best place to reach me if you ever wanna chat more about any of the songs that we go over or ask any music questions at all. But anyway, I know that you're excited to dive right in and so am I. We are gonna skip the first song though, because the first song is Montero. It came out a while ago. I'm sure you've all heard it. It is an amazing song. And if you have not yet seen the SNL version of when he did this live, it's amazing. He actually had like a wardrobe malfunction that he so gracefully was able to handle. It's amazing. He's so talented and I loved it. But anyway, we're gonna start with the second song on this album, which is Dead Right Now. Kind of how I feel despite my enthusiasm. That's why I drink a lot of coffee. So right off the bat, I'm just gonna say I kind of love that intro. It had a little bit of like an old-timey feel and I wasn't really expecting that. I love that little beep that they use right before they come in. It was a really great way to kind of wake you up as a listener and make you realize that something's about to happen and you should pay attention. I'm just gonna rewind it so we can hear that little beep again.
Somebody come get this bitch. Treat you like you're dead right now.
I just want to mention this because I'm a singer and something that I'm working on right now is like releasing tension in my jaw when I'm singing. And I just hear Lil Nas do that really well. His sound when he sings is very effortless and relaxed. And you do that really just by releasing all the tension in your mouth when you sing. So it's interesting for me hearing that because I'm like, oh, I'm trying to do that. And for some reason when I sing, I always like tense up. So I gotta like channel all my Lil Nas vibes. I'm trying to like have more relaxed sound when I'm singing.
I'm on your head right now.
So something that I talk about a lot on this channel is repetition, and it's because a lot of really popular songs have repetition because it makes it fun to listen to. It's that simple. But anyway, in the chorus we have the lyrics, you're dead right now, I'm on your head right now, so bad right now, you can't right now. So you have that repetition of right now at the end of the phrase to kind of tie it all together. So a really neat technique if you're ever looking for ideas for lyric writing, especially in your chorus. I feel like that works really well.
2018, I was in my sister's house. Singing hallelujah, how you doing? You been on my...
So first of all, I love the authenticity in the lyric writing of Lil Nas here. You know, he's sharing his story through music, and I think that that's a really powerful thing. I also love, I had to stop because on the lyric hallelujah, you have like that gospel hallelujah sound. And I think that when artists do that, it's such a cool effect when, you know, your words match like the sonic elements of the song. So I love that on hallelujah, you get that gospel feel.
Treat you like you're dead right now.
So we hear this a lot of times in popular music where you have the instruments kind of drop out as you lead into a new section of the song. It just kind of creates like this element of change because it's not what you would expect. You're like, listen, going with the flow, and then all of a sudden the instruments drop out, and so there's this change, and that change wakes you up as a listener, and you also know that something's about to happen. So when there's that pause, it's like you're hanging in suspense, and then bam, you come right back in. So I just want to listen to that again.
Keep it that way now. Treat you like you're dead right
Yes,
now.
love that.
I'm on your head. What did you wrong?
So I know that this is kind of subtle, but if you listen in the background, there's like that ding, ding, ding going on, and that's just a really cool thing to do if you want to create some filler. I think that when I'm writing my own songs, it's always important to have some layers if that's like kind of the sound that you're going for, and having that constant note is really cool when it rings over the top, because as things in the bottom change, they either line up like nicely with it or they clash with it, so you kind of have like that tension and release just by having that one high note repetitive at the top. I hear that a lot in mainstream music, so it's really cool that Lil Nas put that in here.
We used to call, keep it that way now. Treat you like you're dead right now. You wanna fuck with me so bad right now.
Ooh. Nice. So I really like that song a lot. I actually, like going into this, I know that what a lot of mainstream artists are doing right now is kind of having this like sad almost quality to their songs. Billie Eilish's new album, Lord's new album, like there's kind of this like, I don't know, I guess everyone is feeling a little bit depressed these days because how could you not? And so when I was going into this, I was like, but Lil Nas' album is not gonna be like that. Like his is gonna be upbeat and like super happy and stuff in all the songs. So I'm clearly already proven wrong in this song. And I don't know, I just have to say I really love it. I think that this song is really honest. It's definitely one that I'll be listening to again. I felt Lil Nas like pouring out his heart in this song. So Lil Nas, you're seen. I hear you. But anyway, I want to hear your thoughts, so let me know below. Also, number 3 is Industry Baby. Guys, we've heard the song a million times, and I actually already reacted to this song, so click on that link if you want to hear my reaction to that. Otherwise, we are just going to keep chubbing along. We're gonna keep chugging along here. Up next is That's What I Want. Also, side note, I had this friend in college who we used to do karaoke, and she sang, what's that song that's like, that's what I want? Anyway, I just see that that's what I want, and all I can think of, that's what I want. Anyway, random story that has nothing to do with the song. Here's That's What I Want. Another thing I want to mention is I feel like although Lil Nas is technically hip-hop, like he could give a fuck about genres. He writes whatever he wants. So already with that acoustic guitar, we got like a little bit of a rock feel going on to it. But yeah, Lil Nas doesn't care about genres. And you know what? Neither should you. Yes! Okay, I just have to say I'm really excited because as a bisexual person, like there are not many songs that give representation to bi people. And this lyric is, I wonder if he got the G or the B. So yes, we got the B in a song. It's the little things, okay? So that's a cool play on words there. I think that a lot of times when we look at rhymes, we sometimes get stuck in the fact that like it has to be like night and light and like these perfect rhymes. But you can also just pair words together that have some similarities, even if they don't rhyme. And it sounds really cool. It like gets you in a nice flow. And so the lyrics here are, I'm way too lonely, and then I'm way too alone. So lonely and alone, they still have like the similar lone in there, but they don't exactly rhyme. So I don't know, it just makes it flow right off the tongue. And you know, hip hop artists are just lyrical genius and they have a way with getting words to flow right off the tongue. So, I cannot talk today. They have a way with getting words to flow right off the tongue, something that I am clearly struggling with. So anyway, there's a lot that we can learn from hip hop lyricists. So this is so catchy, and I'm gonna tell you why it's catchy. Because in the verses and the pre-chorus, we have these very static melodies. So it's like, static means like, it's like one note, right? So it's like, da 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 da. Like, you know, there's not a lot of variation happening in the melody. Also, Halsey does static melodies all the time, by the way. But anyway, then you get this chorus and it opens up. Want someone to love me. So here in the chorus, we open up, we go higher in the scale, and we're kind of singing this melodic line that is way above where we were. And that's what makes it so exciting, because it just feels like it just opens up, I want someone to love me, let's go, let's sing along, everyone join in, and that's how he got that effect to happen. Moral of the story, if you are trying to create some excitement or really energize part of the song, lead up to it by having like something really static and kind of like down here and simple, and then open up and your crowd will just be dancing along and singing along with you. So I love that so much, and you have the hits on the same time as the lyrics. That's what I effing want. So anyway, it's a cool thing to do if you're trying to put some fun arrangement into your song. See here how it's lower in the register? That's just the contrast between that and the chorus is part of the reason that the chorus gets so exciting. Another thing I want to mention is when you are writing your lyrics, you don't always have to start the lyric right on the chorus. So here Lil Nas actually has the I want, which is the phrase is I want someone to love me, but he has that I want at the end of the pre-chorus. So it's like, I want, and then you get to the chorus, someone to love me. So you could do that all the time. And actually it's good to have some variation. So obviously when you are putting your lyrics, it can either be before the chorus starts or the section starts, right on the section or right after the section. And if you vary it up a little, it'll keep your song interesting from beginning to end. So love that Lil Nas did that here. Oh, I thought the song was over. Damn, okay. Contrast, guys, contrast. I love a song with good contrast in it. And this is a perfect example because we have this super upbeat and then all of a sudden, whoosh. Do you like my move there? Whoosh. Yeah, Lil Nas, that's what happened in your song. It was a whoosh. Am I okay? I don't know. I really don't know. But anyway, you have that contrast and you're taken all the way back and it's nice. I love good contrast.
Someone who needs me.
And we're back, bitches! Yes, okay. I am obsessed with that song. I do have a playlist on Spotify called New Music You Should Care About. The link is in the description. Go follow it because I update it every week with the best new music that you should definitely care about, and that song is going on the playlist. I just decided. All right, friends, let's keep going. Up next, number 5, we have The Art of Realization.
I've been driving a lot. Just driving. Sure.
Ooh, that was interesting. So that was just a 24-second, I guess you can't even call it I was gonna say song and it came out skong. I can't talk today. I clearly need like 9 more coffees. Oh my gosh. Anyway, it was really cool. You just have like that 24-second little like break in the album. It actually reminds me of St. Vincent in Daddy's Home. She had maybe 2 or 3 little short like 30-second kind of like interludes, and I feel like that's what it is. The lyrics here, the words here I guess are, I've been driving a lot, just driving in life with no actual direction, not heading towards any specific place. It's like for who? Is it for me? Am I happy? I like that sound. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm sure. It's really powerful. I like that. Lil Nas, we love you. Keep being you. Keep following your heart wherever it takes you. And I feel like that's what happiness is all about, right? All right, up next, number 6, we have our very first collab of the album. This song is called Scoop featuring my girl Doja Cat. So anyway, let's go in.
I've been working on my body, baby. Understand, I'm just trying to be the daily.
So I love that there too because it does a bunch of things. First, we already talked about contrast in this album. You have that contrast by these low notes contrasting with these high notes. So that just creates an interesting moment for your listeners and a point that's going to wake them up and make sure that they are continuing to listen, which is really hard to get them to do from the beginning of the song to the end. It also kind of puts like a spotlight on the song, and we know that Lil Nas wants us to pay attention to this line, which is understand, I'm just trying to be the daily. So when Lil Nas was writing this song, he wants to make sure that you were paying attention to that line. Guys, I don't know what scoop means. I'm like a chuggy millennial, so can someone help me out? What does scoop mean? Tell me in the comments if it's appropriate. Otherwise, DM me on Instagram. Help this chuggy girl out. I also love the instrumentation here because it's really simple. You just kind of have like this plucked. I think I need to go to a doctor. Plucked. You know what? In my defense, I was thinking of pizzicato strings and pluck strings and it came out plutzed. So anyway, there are these plucked strings going on and there's no drums in the bottom. It's a really cool effect when you take away the drums from a certain section because it kind of like lowers the energy a tiny bit. That way when you bring the drums back in, it creates a bigger contrast, thus making the part with the drums feel like it has even more energy. So I hear that a lot in mainstream music, and a really cool thing that Lil Nas did in this verse.
No, I ain't feeling sorry.
Tomorrow is my day off. All them rehearsals got me tight. Look at the payoff.
So I love collabs so much, and I always see collabs from mainstream artists like this, but I don't see enough collabs with my local independent artists, okay? So anyway, I'm just gonna say to anyone who's listening, make sure that you are collabing with other artists because first of all, it's a really great way to have contrast in your song because obviously Doja Cat's voice sounds different than Lil Nas's voice. So anytime you have that and you have contrast, it again is a point of interest for your listener and they're going to keep listening to your song. Also, when you collab with another artist, you create this unique piece of music that is only possible by that collab. So it's kind of like a very special thing when you make that collaboration. So anyway, I love seeing collaborations from artists, and that's it. I'm going to get off my soapbox now. So right there, because Doja Cat kind of changed the vibe on that line, let him apologize and eat it in a Bentley. That's kind of a technique of spotlighting. So again, Doja Cat wants us to pay attention to that line because she made it different and then woke us up. Oh my gosh, I need help. Anyway, she used the technique of spotlighting to highlight that line. I just can't talk anymore. I'm just gonna listen.
You can't call me stupid with this big old fucking forehead, motherfucker. Let me use.
Shit, I've been working on my body.
Nice. Yeah, I like that one a lot. Nothing else to say about it that I didn't already say. So, yeah. Anyway, let's keep rolling along. Up next, we have One of Me featuring Elton John. Okay, I have to share this photo that was on Lil Nas's Instagram because, I'm just so, I don't know. It gives me all the feels. I think that's kind of the cool thing about like art and all these creatives and musicians. It's like when you create a work of art, it just like allows other people to build on it in the future, if that makes sense. So it's like the work that Elton John did as a musician paved the way for artists like Lil Nas, even though they're completely different genres of music and different styles. And so I think that that's really powerful, and part of the reason why I'm super obsessed with this collab. I have not heard this song yet, and I don't want to wait anymore. So let's go. Oh, the piano. Beautiful. So beautiful.
I like this, I don't like that. Say you wanted me, say you wanted me.
So there we have another use of repetition. Just repeating "Say You Wanted Me" 4 times. So actually, I'm pretty sure this is the chorus, so we're starting the song on the chorus, and it does that whole section earlier in the chorus. So that line, "Say You Wanted Me," actually happens 8 times in this chorus. So just a reminder, play around with repetition when you're writing your own music. It really does help create that element of like catchiness.
Say you wanted me, say you need the validation. Say you wanted me, say you want.
Actually, the whole chorus repeats. So you have, I like this, I don't like that, do this here, don't you do that, say you wanted me, yada yada, and then it repeats the whole thing again. So another way you can do repetition in your songs.
I don't like that. Honest, even if your album okay is flopping, that's a promise.
So again, I love the authenticity in Lil Nas's lyrics here. My interpretation of this is having all the haters say whatever they want to you about your music, and you're a meme, you're a joke, you're a gimmick. And I think it's really hard as creatives to power through that, and especially for independent artists like you probably. It is really hard when we hear those negative things from people, and I think that, you know, it's obviously easier said than done, but at the end of the day, like, fuck them. Like, seriously, fuck them. The greatest thing you can ever do in the entire world is to be yourself. And if people are gonna give you shit for that, like, that's their problem. And so anyway, if you have ever struggled with that, please DM me on Instagram at DanielaLadyBeGood and talk to me about it, because you're not alone. I actually am part of a really supportive community of independent artists. We actually meet once a week on Clubhouse, Tuesdays, 11 a.m. Eastern time if you wanna join. But I think it is really important to have a network of artists that you can talk to about this stuff, because it is really stressful. And if you let them get to your head and let them take away the one thing in life that gives you the greatest joy, which is being yourself and making your art, like, that's really sad. So anyway, use people like Lil Nas as inspiration, because he had to go through a lot of shit to get to where he is, and he never gave up. So I hope you never give up either, okay?
I like this. I don't like that.
By the way, we have another example of pulling out the instruments underneath the lyrics to create that momentum for when everything does come in on the next line.
Say you wanna me, say you wanna me.
So yeah, I guess the only collab with Elton John is the piano, which we hear now on the outro, and I know we heard some in the beginning. I might have missed it in the middle of the song, maybe it was there and I just wasn't paying attention. But anyway, let's keep listening to Elton John tickle the ivory, or whatever that saying is, I don't know. Nice. I really like that song. That was a song that gets you right in the feels. I feel like it was a good collab with him and Elton John, because Elton John has had similar struggles as an artist and even as a person, with all the haters hating. That was a really, really powerful song in my opinion. I love when a song gets you right in the feels, don't you? Anyway, let's keep going. Up next is Lost in the Citadel. I am a huge Rick and Morty fan, and the Citadel is like a Rick and Morty thing. I don't know if that has anything to do with Lil Nas's song, but like, I hope it does, but it probably doesn't. Let's be real. If you're a Rick and Morty fan, DM me on Instagram and let me know, and we can be best friends forever.
Tell me, are you feeling down?
So I kind of like how you have that one, it almost sounds like a synth trumpet, I think, and you kind of have that just going, because you're waiting on the edge of your seat as a listener, like, what's gonna happen here? Lil Nas was able to create like that element of suspense by keeping you waiting, by just having that one note play. So very cool intro idea.
Are you happy? Tell me, are we finished now?
I like that too, how when you have the flow here, tell me, are we finished now? Because you're kind of expecting that now to fall earlier than it does. And anytime you break the expectations of your listeners, it's a moment where they will pay attention. A great way to keep your listeners engaged from the whole song is to keep doing that. Keep breaking their expectations. Keep waking them up every time they start to zone out.
Find a way to come back around.
So we've got huge contrast here between the intro and the chorus. And that's done in a few ways, but I think the most compelling is just the fact that we've got like this piano, and by piano I mean volume. So you have like this very soft spoken introduction that's kind of like down here in this register, like a very speaky register, and then we get this chorus and it elevates. We are singing super high, we're belting, and so that big contrast draws a lot of attention to this chorus here. Another way that you can have repetition, these three lines here starts with I need time to, and then you change the end of the phrase. So by having that repetition in the beginning of the phrase, it's something that can create that feeling of catchiness in your song. Is that the first time we've heard Lil Nas's falsetto on this entire album? I think it was. Right on the sent you. It's beautiful. He should sing in falsetto more. I totally dig it. I want to hear it again. Ah, it's beautiful. So just because this chorus kind of has like a rock and roll feel, how freaking cool would it be if he did a collab with Machine Gun Kelly? Just saying. Tell me in the comments if you think that would be dope or not, because I could picture them making like a ridiculously amazing song together. So that's a cool vocal effect as well. I hear it all the time and I love it. It adds just such a cool texture when you have your main part maybe down here or whatever, but then in the background you're singing an octave higher, and I don't know, I just love like the texture that that creates. Let's just rewind it real quick so we can hear it. Here comes the next line. Yes! So many things, gosh, this is so good. So then, yeah, we pull back in the pre-chorus. I think a lot of times when I hear, especially independent artists, they know that they have to have some variation and some build in their song, but what they'll do is they'll start low and they'll just continually building till the end, which by the way is really cool. But it's also cool to kind of have the energy go like this, kind of like a roller coaster. And so you do that by pulling back in certain sections. And here we have the pre-chorus, we're pulling back, and it's just, you know, that bottom of the roller coaster because we know we're gonna go up to the top again. So really cool way to make the song exciting. I also love how the guitar matches the instruments there. Da 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 da. I think that's really cool, and for some reason when I write, I always forget to do little things like that, but it is really cool to have the instruments play in unison with the vocals. So cool. And we're ending very similar to the way we started, which is a really cool outro idea. So I really like that one. That's definitely a contender for the new music you should care about playlist, but I gotta hear the rest before we decide what's going on that playlist. Anyway, up next we have Dollar Sign Slime featuring the one and only Megan Thee Stallion, so let's dive right in. More of that trumpet happening, I dig it.
Y'all take it home and y'all gon' wear it out. I'm the same dollar sign slime.
So I love the use of these ahs in the background. I think it's really cool to sprinkle them in, especially if you have like a tiny little gap in your lyrics, just because it gives the listener something to listen to. So it's like lyric, 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 ah, lyric, 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 ah. So anyway, you always have something going on, and I thought that they were placed perfectly and very well done. Also, I'm like loving this kind of like chaotic feel of these like horns in the background kind of doing their own thing. It's really interesting. So I haven't heard anything like that, and I thought that it really fits nicely in this song.
They can't stop me, say I can't do it, bitch, watch me. Why you lame hoes turn hate to a hobby? No ad on prosthetics, everything about me came from genetics.
Yes, so first of all, I love Megan Thee Stallion. She is just amazing. But again, we have that spotlight technique on everything about me came from genetics because we pulled out the instruments in the bottom. I would just really challenge you when you're writing your own song to make sure that if you have like a long section where not a lot is changing, make sure you are breaking it up by having some change maybe to the instrumentals, or maybe it's like a change in the rhythm of the lyrics, or you know, the register of the lyrics. Just keep making sure that there is lots of variation in your song so that it is super exciting to listen to.
Yeah, money, I ain't new to this. Got more cream than a Sunday topping.
Nice. I love it. And I know that we talked about this before, but Lil Nas doesn't care about genres. If he wants a staccato brass section in the entire song, he's gonna put it in, and I love it. So thought that was really cool. Very catchy song. It had a really nice flow to it. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that one. Up next, number 10, we have Tales of Dominica.
Woke up on the floor. Oh, this plastic bed don't blow up no more. Sometimes riding, sometimes riding.
All right, so everything that we've been talking about on this album, we've got contrast between the pre-chorus and the chorus here, because we've got like the low vocals and then the high vocals. We've also got repetition in this chorus because we've got the sometimes repeating on each line here. So Lil Nas is just a master at making things catchy. This is so interesting because a lot of times when artists do their verses, it kind of is like a pullback moment. But here we have a pretty high energy verse here. We've got like some chorus effects on the vocals here. So yeah, I really like that for the verse. It's definitely interesting. I also like how in the chorus, the first half is the you, like Lil Nas singing to you. Sometimes you're angry, sometimes you're hurting, sometimes you're alone, and then it switches to I. Sometimes I'm anxious, sometimes it makes me. So I thought that that was really cool how he kind of switched who he was talking to right there in the chorus. It also makes it sound like more relatable, like you're feeling these things and so am I. So yeah, I like it. That's all. Oh yeah, of course we've got a beautiful violin part because why would we not, okay? Beautiful. Woo! So right there, is that the end? Yeah. So anyway, right there, we didn't resolve. So it ends on the da, but we want it to go da. We want to go down. So when you don't resolve a song, it leaves your listener like hanging on the edge, waiting for something more. So I love that Lil Nas did that there. That's all I have to say about this one. We are just like chugging right along here. I love it. Up next, number 11, Sun Goes Down. Here we go. I've heard this song. Actually, I think he did this on SNL too. It like got me right in the feels when I watched a live one on SNL. Let's listen to it again, but I already know this is gonna be a really good one.
You need an instant ease. Go take it from me. It's hard for you when you're fighting.
I just want to say that Lil Nas is amazing. There's not a lot of representation of gay artists in hip hop, and I think that what Lil Nas is doing is he had to kind of dig through all the shit to get to where he is, and because he's here, he's just really showing other gay kids in hip hop that like they can do it too, and I think that that's really powerful. I'm like gonna get emotional about it. It's really special. Okay.
And nobody knows it when you're starting.
Okay, first of all, this song is definitely going on the New Music You Should Care About playlist because I'm like gonna cry listening to it. But we have the lyrics, and I'm happy, by the way, that I made that jump, that leap of faith. I'm happy that it all worked out for me. I'm gonna make my fans so proud of me. We are so proud of you, Lil Nas. Mwah. Love you, love you. So I love here we have the instrumentation kind of matching the melodic line of the chorus. So again, I think it's really cool when we know that the instruments are working in harmony with the melodies. Beautiful. So I really thought that song was incredibly powerful. I love Lil Nas's raw authenticity and honesty in this song. And it just reminds me of this quote that I will cherish forever. And I forget who said it, but I will find it and put it here. But the quote is, "The very best you can do for the whole world is make the most of yourself," or something along those lines. And I think that's exactly what Lil Nas is doing here, by making the most of himself, by following his heart, by following his dreams and being the person he wants to be. That is so good for the world because he's inspiring so many other artists that see themselves in him and letting them know that they can do it. And like, there is nothing more powerful than that. It is so amazing. I love Lil Nas so much. But anyway, we are in the home stretch here. Who's still with me? Up next, we have the 12th song on the album, which is Void.
Hello, friend from the road. When I've never here before. Lately I've been feeling small as the song in the sea.
So I like the kind of chromatic steps that we have there. Da, da, da. You have that half step. You're not really expecting it because that's not in the pentatonic scale. I don't know, I just love that downward motion in the melody line here.
Oh, it's so much to do, it's so little time. I feel like
Also, sorry, I keep stopping. Actually, I'm not gonna apologize because that's like literally why you guys are watching. I always think it's really interesting to look at the diction and the rhythm of lyrics when artists are singing them or speaking them or rapping them or whatever they're doing. And so here, instead of little, which is how much people would say, it's little. And that's what he did there because that little gap actually creates something that's interesting to listen to in that line. So I'm just gonna repeat so we can hear that real quick.
so much to do, it's so little time.
I also mentioned too that when you are singing, a lot of times you can change T's to D's to create like a softer sound, and you can really play with the consonants to create that sound that you are looking for. It does not have to be exactly how you would speak it. So here we have that instrumental part that's like da 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 da. Anytime you have a repetitive, fast instrumental like that, da 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 da, that creates anticipation and excitement, like you're leading up to something. So if you're writing your own song and you're like, I want to like build energy up to the chorus or whatever, have that repetitive da 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 da, you know. So anyway, I hear that a lot in music, and I'm just making a mental note that it's something I can pull out of my bag of tricks when I'm writing my own music. That's cool too because we're expecting it to open up and instead we're pulled back a little bit. Awesome. The vocals go up though. Ooh, we have more falsetto. I am here for it. I could listen to Lil Nas' falsetto all day. The contrast. I love it. I'm obsessed with this album. I'm just obsessed. As soon as I'm done recording this, I am gonna buy the vinyl because I have to have it. What a gem.
Looking for love around the night. Find it out today. Tell me what you know.
I also love the harmonies here. I'm a sucker for harmonies. Like, give me all the good harmonies.
Now before I go.
That outro just like ripped out my heart. I think part of the reason it was so like touching at the end is it was just very intimate because a lot of the instruments were dropped out and even the vocals were very kind of raw, like they weren't like super tuned or processed or anything. It was almost just like, today I'm gonna run away. It was very natural and very honest and intimate sounding because there's not a lot going on. I really, really like that song. Got me right in the feels. I love when songs get me right in the feels, and Nas is just doing that over and over again on this album. 3 songs left, guys. Are you ready? Up next, number 13, Don't Want It. I just want to start off by saying I love the vocal texture here. We have like all these layers going on and it just creates this really full and rich vocal sound. Love it. Been there. Amen! I love that line, and I'm fucking living proof that if you want it, you can have anything right before your eyes. Lil Nas, speaking truth.
The award goes to Lil Nas X.
Manifest it, Lil Nas.
The #1 song on the Billboard Hot 100, Call Me By Your Name by Lil Nas X.
Oh my gosh, that line is so good. Old people in my life should know that I am not the old me. Yes, yes. And for all you people listening, we are not defined by who we were in the past. We can be anyone we want to be. Whatever happened in the past happened, and we can carve out a new future for ourselves. Lil Nas, just speaking truth. Oh, he's so wise and he's like such a baby. How old is he, right? Hold on, I gotta Google this. How old is Lil Nas? He's 22. He's literally 10 years younger than me. I'm 32, but he is like 100 years wiser than me. It took me a long time to figure out some of the things that Lil Nas are singing about in this album. Just amazing. He deserves all the accolades and everything that he's getting for this life. He really is an incredible human being. I love when outros just kind of cut off like that. It's a great way to end a song if you are ever looking for ideas. All right, friends, up next, number 14, Life After Salem. Here we go. So this song is like really dark. So we have this like very minor feeling, and then we have that like, I guess it's a kick that comes in and it's just like dragging like bum. But like it just feels very heavy and low, and yeah, that's all. It's just like dragging on right here. So again, we got lots of repetition in this pre-chorus here. Just take what you want from me. You should take what you want and leave. And then that repeats. Just take what you want from me. You should take what you want and leave. Yes! I love that. I love that. So again, we got repetition of that line, what you want from me, and Lil Nas, you can picture him just like screaming at the top of like a mountain or whatever and just saying like, take what you want from me. It is so powerful. Lil Nas is a freaking genius, okay? I am losing my mind. Holy shit. That was insane. That song was so powerful. It was so dark and raw. Lil Nas is a freaking genius. By the way, I knew I was gonna love this album, but I did not realize how much I was gonna love this album. I am blown away. I'm blown away, and my expectations were already really, really high for this. So Lil Nas, he just got like, he already had so many brownie points in my book, but he just blew me out of the water. I don't know. Holy shit. Anyway, we're up to the last song here. If you made it this far in the video, first of all, I freaking love you. Mwah, you are literally the best. I know you're sick of YouTubers saying this, but it does really help if you subscribe and like this video to grow this channel so that more people can listen to music with us. And please be my friend on Instagram at DanoLadyBeGood. You can stay up to date on all the new music that's coming out so that you don't miss a thing. And also make sure that you like that new music you should care about playlist, because I'm a little biased, but it's definitely my favorite playlist on all of Spotify, okay? But anyway, we are in the last song here, which is Am I Dreaming featuring the one and only Miley Cyrus. So it's really cool that he already did a song with Billy Ray Cyrus. Now he's doing Miley Cyrus. Ah, it's amazing. It's a whole family affair. Anyway, here we go.
Every song, I relive the story.
I love how the guitar is following along with the vocals here. It's like they're kind of like dancing together. It's really beautiful.
Every try, every breakthrough.
So this contrast in this chorus here, we've got like the low and then it opens up into this high part. It just like tugs on your heartstrings in the most beautiful way possible.
Everything I've done,
tears running dry, shattered inside, but I rewrite my story.
That line gives me literal chills. As I'm singing, I rewrite my story. That's why we're all here. That's why we're all musicians, right? To tell our stories. So good, so good. The octave layer. Oh, what a beautiful texture for the vocals. Love it. Oh my God! The lyrics. Never forget me like I'm your favorite song. Guys, I can't handle this. I gotta go.
never forget me.
Ah!
And everything I've done.
Bravo, Lil Nas! Oh my gosh. Bravo! Holy shit. This album was amazing. Amazing. As I mentioned before, I knew it was going to be good. I did not realize that it was going to be this good. This album is going to stand out in history. There's no doubt about it. Lil Nas, you are an incredible, incredible human being. There's so much I can learn from Lil Nas. I think what I love most about this album is his raw authenticity and his willingness to just be himself and be so honest and make the music he wants to make. He doesn't really care about genres. He's just himself, and it's so beautiful. And I think that if more people could be themselves, use Lil Nas as an inspiration, the more that people can open up and be themselves, the more beautiful the world becomes. So what an incredible, incredible album. Please let me know your thoughts. Leave it in the comments. I want to hear from you too. Or of course, you can always talk to me directly on Instagram at DanoLadyBeGood. But as always, I hope you have a wonderful day. And please remember to trust yourself, be yourself, love yourself. You got this. I love you and I will see you next time.